Three deadliest mass shootings in the United States occurred in the last decade. Mental illness is quite prevalent throughout the United States. Nearly 20% of Americans are coping or diagnosed with a mental illness, and 4% have a severe mental illness. 3 to 5% engage in violent behavior. My name is Andrea Sanchez, and I'm going to talk about the importance of taking care of mental health. Nowadays, we have all this healthcare culture that promotes the vitality of going to a medical check frequently, even though we are still missing the mental health care culture. There are still a lot of prejudice of going with a mental health professional. Taking care of mental health is as important as taking care of physical health because it can also have severe repercussions. So let's start defining what mental health is. Uh, According to the World Health Organization, mental health is defined as a state of well being in which every individual realizes her or his own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and it is able to make a contribution to her or his community. It is important to clarify that there is no health without mental health. Also, that mental health is more than just the absence of mental illness, contrary to what most people think and why these people avoid paying attention to it. The burden of mental disease is steadily growing. Recent systematic analysis shows that mental and behavioral problems account for 7.4% and neurological conditions, including dementia and epilepsy, account for 3% of the global burden of disease. Mental and behavioral problems command nearly one quarter of the global total. Scientists predict that by 2030, unipolar depression will be the leading contributor to years lived with disability. But mental health conditions can not only cause great and long-lasting disability, but also have high impact on the excess mortality. In consequence, in high-income countries, men men with mental health problems die 20 years and women 15 years earlier than people without mental health problems. Excess mortality due to mental health conditions is likely to be much higher in low income countries. This mortality gap is not only a life threatening consequence of disease, but also a serious human rights challenge and development issue. So, what are the consequences of not taking care of mental health? So I will mention two of them, but there are really a lot more of them. So mental illness is a central cause of suicide. When people are suffering a mental illness, they just ask for the pain or the desperation to stop. They look for a way out of the of their unstable life, and unfortunately they find it in suicide. This happens because people give up. They get tired of not finding the answer to their problems, and this is because of the lack of information and of mental health promotion. So another another consequence is the risk of mass shooting as a result of a combination of gun access and deficient care of mental health. So in the United States, mass shootings have become common in public discourse and media coverage, even though having a mental illness is not a warranty of having a violent behavior. Statistics, such as I mentioned at the beginning of this speech, demonstrate that it happens and it surely needs to be taken care of. Being mass shootings a huge problem in the United States, and something that still happens too frequently. When a mental illness like psychopathy or a bullying problem are not treated, the violent behavior, the resentment, or the anger are strengthening inside of the person and can turn into something very serious. So, um, being just aware of the repercussions of not taking care of mental health is not enough. What's necessary is the improvement of programs in schools, at work, and in every ambit that promote mental health, as well as the implementation of strategies that impose mental health care. One strategy that needs to be put into action right away is the implementation of physical and cultural activities for children at school. This can contribute to their creativity. They can relax their minds and focus kids' attention into something that is healthier and more beneficial to them. When people neglect everything that is related to mental health and give the priority to anything else, I don't know, like getting a new phone or getting a trip or something, a lot of consequences can appear, as well as if they decided to stop taking care of their physical health. That is why it's vital to start implementing new strategies to improve mental health care. And starting with schools is a great option, so that way people can start learning the need of taking care of this area since a young age. Thank you.